Alrighty guys, Isaac here bringing us another Dragon Ball Legends TOP walkthrough video for Season 43. Before we get into the video, I hope you guys all had an amazing Christmas, amazing just holidays in general, right? Whatever you guys are celebrating, all of that good stuff. You know, obviously we're leading into the new year and stuff like that. Dokkan took their massive L.
Why you bully me? You fucking bitch, why you bully me? Everyone asking.
But, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using regeneration, right? So I know it's going to be a little bit confusing because in the guide video, I actually said I was going to use Saibamen, which is comprised of mostly Z tier units, if not all Z tier units. But I know a lot of you guys have been really requesting me to come back to regeneration, especially since the board is now favoring you surviving rather than dying, right? So let's try to get through the entire board without dying with a safe team, a team that has a combination of Z tier units. We have S tier units, we have A tier units, and we also have B tier units, right? So what we're gonna do here is we kind of just have the entire color wheel. All these units are pretty damn good. The Z tier units, I think the only ones really worth grabbing here was the Healer EX Piccolo, of course, and then this purple cell, because he does provide a board-wide debuff. I actually do like that a lot. So we're going to be using this setup right here. And before we actually do get into the board and everything, make sure you guys are putting on your equipment right here, right now, because you're not going to get a chance to do so once we actually start up the fights and stuff like that. This is also going to basically be serving as a test to whether or not you need to use these Z tier units or not. I think it's pretty much a general consensus. A lot of the comments have already have pointed it out to me that Z tier is no longer needed to secure that 1000 CC. If you want to be in the top 100 and stuff like that, then yes, of course, it's going to be a requirement to get those Z tier units. But we're not. I don't want these guide videos to be about getting into the top 100. They're always going to be about getting that 1000 CC no matter what. Okay, so first fight. 5th stage, it is against Kid Gohan, right? So this one, it's an easy fight. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. Let's go into our layout. Alright, so this is the layout we're going to be using right here. Only bringing in one of the blues right here, right? We do have some heals. We do have support from the red 21 as well. And we're just going to take a little bit of advantage of those these healing tiles, because this Cell can heal himself. And then this Piccolo, he also has some healing properties as well. So we're going to go ahead and do it like this. Alright, so in terms of attack order, we're going to go for the Kid Gohan first, right, because my red 21 is going to attack first. You guys are going to see that because I always do show that first fight, and then we'll go for Beerus afterwards. Hopefully we can get both of these guys out in the first turn, but even if not, then that's okay. And then we'll go for Whis, Bulma, Piccolo, and then Charlotte. That's pretty standard for us. So extremely easy fight, so easy to the point where we are able to take out the Kid Gohan and the Beerus on the very first turn. So that's already kind of setting up my expectations for the rest of this. Everyone's basically at full health right here. I think this is pretty solid. I think we're going to do good here. Alright, so next we're going to go up against another 5th stage right here. It is going to be against GT. Again, I'm not really too scared about this. There's 2 reds right here, so I'm actually going to bring in double blues for this one. Alright, so I think it'll be safe to go ahead and bring in this team formation right here. The only thing that I don't like about this is that Bootanks is not going to be getting heals, but he'll still be getting the Zenkai buffs from this guy, so I guess it's kind of going to work out. This guy will also be getting a super attack, so double super attacks for my blues right here, because this guy does have the ability right here to get 20% to his special move gauge at the start of the battle. Alright, so for attack order here, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ultra Omega, then the red, just the regular Sparking Omega, and then we'll go for Sin Shenron, the EX Sin Shenron, and then we'll go ahead and move into these guys right here. I think that'll be our best bet. Alright, so that one ended up being just a little bit difficult, right? We did take a little bit of damage, especially when it comes to the yellow Piccolo and the purple Cell, which is to be expected because they're kind of they're the EX units and stuff like that, right? Still got the 1.5 million off of that, still got the full kill right here, but now we're going to just go ahead and just start putting a little bit more heals on those specific EX units right there. Alright, so next fight is going to be this 3-fist stage right here, Sagas from the movies. There's a lot of blues right here, so I don't think it's going to be too bad, especially with the regeneration setup. Alright, so this is the setup we'll be using right here. So we're actually going to bring in the Fat Boo. That way he can go ahead and just give some extra heals to the Cell right here, since he's already at 61% HP. I wish there was a way where I can get that Fat Boo heals on both this Piccolo and on the Cell, but sadly it's just not going to work out, right? That's just not how the formation works, because he heals like in those diagonal slots, and then the Boo heals in the immediate, like the horizontal slots. Alright, so attack order Gamma first, right? Because our Cell's going to be getting that super attack, so we put him in the super attack tile. And then we'll go for this Gohan immediately after, because I don't want him to touch Cell at all. And then we'll get Tapion and Gokua, this guy, and then this Broly at the very end, because I'm pretty sure that Broly is going to be tankier than the Goku. Alright, so actually coming out of that fight, Goku was tankier than both the Goku and the Broly. So maybe we should get the Goku at the end right there, right? Because these two were definitely the easier targets. Either way, went pretty damn good, I would say. Look, Yellow Piccolo already getting some more heals going on for him, as well as the Purple Cell. We need to keep those two alive, because those are our Z tier units. And although we're not really too focused on the Z tier units, those guys are going to be our bread and butter in terms of getting the most points that we can possibly get. Alright, so next fight that I do have right here is another 3-fist stage, right? Still playing it safe, right? We're still playing very cautiously against the Saibamen squad. Alright, so this is team formation we're going to be using right here, and it's kind of iffy, because I'm going to be using 3 super attacks right here. Alright, so I'm going to get a super attack with Boo Tanks, with the Red 21, and with the Piccolo. So we're going to be able to kill like a lot of units right here. I am still going to be putting heals on those 2 units right there. But the only reason why I'm not putting heals on Boo Tanks specifically is because I want to buff the super attack. Right, I want to actually just give them, like, just make them cracked out, just so they can just one-shot and stuff like that. So by doing this, I think, because we're going to get so many super attacks, I think we're going to be able to get 3 kills on turn 1. So we'll get this guy out of the way. We'll get this guy, and then we'll go for the double blues here, and then the purple at the very end, right? Because again, you do want to take Nap out early on, just because he provides debuffs. You want to take out that blue Saibamen early on as well, because he will get a guaranteed super attack on turn 4. You know, I'm actually surprised our Red 21 wasn't able to one-shot the yellow Saibamen right there, so it kind of just put a wrench in our plans a little bit. We still avoided the super attack, that's why his bar is full right there. He didn't actually get it off or anything like that, but it was just a little bit strange, right? Still looking great overall, though. So in our original pathing, we do have this fight listed, because it's a Kid Gohan stage. It's very easy. It's only 3 fists as well, but since we're lacking on so many Z tier units, we're actually gonna go for this 5-fist stage, because it doesn't look that bad, right? It's just there's a lot of green units and stuff like that. I think this is going to be okay. Right, so this is what we're going to do here. Right, we're gonna actually put both of our blues on the bench, just because of the fact that there's 3 greens on the enemy team. That might be our biggest downfall right here overall, but it's okay. Cell's getting this this extra defensive state or tile right here. That way you can have more defenses, and we do have double heals on him as well. I am a little bit concerned about this yellow EX Piccolo, but I think I think it'll work out though. So for attack order, I honestly think we go for Champa first here, Kale, Vados, and then we just start taking out and tackling these greens. And then I wanted to get hit at the very end, just because he does have that annoying mechanic where he can like nullify, or actually, hold on. Alright, so for attack order here, I do want to get Champa out of the way first, because he'll stun us on turn 2, and then I know my purple cell is probably going to attack at the very end, so let's go for Vados, and then get hit out of the way. Normally, I would want to get hit at the very end, but since we do have our purple unit in here, I don't know how hard hit is going to actually hit us for. I want to get him out early. Right, so then after him, we'll go for another green, then we'll go for blue Kale, and then Kaba at the very end. You know, so I think that still went all right. I think it still went decently here. Right, 5-fist stage, almost 2 million points off of that. Yellow Piccolo is worrying me a little bit. Like I said before, we do need to keep him alive. Cell's already back at tip-top shape, so we actually might start doing double heals onto this guy instead, right? So we might start putting the Fat Boo next to him. All right, so now we have the stage directly above us, 4-fist stage, and there's a ton of red units on here. That is fine, because we have 2 really, really strong blue units. That's why they work together really well. So this is the team formation we're going to be using right here. Both yellows on bench, obviously, because there's 5 red units on the opposing team. But again, having both of those very strong blues is going to help us out significantly. Plus, having Cell's debuffs for us is also going to be amazing. Alright, so honestly, this might be a little bit counterintuitive, but I want to take out the Gokua first, right? Because he's going to have type advantage over my Red 21 and stuff like that. I kind of want to just get him out first and foremost, and, you know, just deal with the reds here. So I think we're going to do that, and then go for Cooler, since he's like the strongest out of these reds specifically. And Tapion will be easy to take out. Vegeta should be easy to take out. Then Rose, and then GSM 1 and 2 at the very end. Okay, very easy fight, I'm not gonna lie, again, especially with the 2 blues and stuff like that. They did do a little bit of damage to my purple cell, which I do not appreciate, since we just took a lot of time getting them back up to speed, but we do have a lot of super attacks built up for the next fight right here, so the next fight should be pretty easy. Full kill, At this point, if you're running like regeneration and stuff like that, you should always be getting full kill. Alright, so next we have a 5-fist stage, which is good, right? That's actually really good. 5-fist stage, it doesn't look bad at all, plus there's multiple reds. We want the multiple reds here. Alright, so this is going to be our team formation here. It's a 5-fist stage, so I don't really mind using all these super attacks, right? So, honestly, it'll be fine. Alright, we have super attacks with our red 21, with both of our blues right here, and possibly with this yellow Piccolo as well, even though he's not really going to be doing that much damage regardless, but having both of the Z tier units on here should be okay. I just need heals on this guy. I need him to get heals here, so I need this to be a very quick fight. Alright, so since our red 21 is going to be attacking first, let's get the Gohan out of the way, right? We'll get him before he transforms. Then let's get the Kid Buu. We know both of our blues are going to have super attacks. They're going to be able to kill a red unit. And then let's go for this guy, right? Because normally this purple Bojack would be your top priority since he does get a guaranteed super attack at the end of turn 2. Be aware of that. If you guys are unsure if you're going to be able to kill those first 2 units, then just target Bojack first. And then after him, we'll kind of just go into a rotation, get these 2 out of the way, and then Super Saiyan 3 at the very end because he will mitigate a blast card with his own green card, right? His special action. So out of all of my units, they wanted to attack the yellow EX Piccolo the most, which is so damn unfortunate. It is actually kind of frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So we're going to have to definitely start working on the double hills right here. 1.7 million points, got the full kill, of course, and we do still come out of it with a super attack from our Kamikolo. So now this is where we're going to diverge. This is where we're going to start taking things a little bit off the rails, kind of just going for something a bit of a deviation within our path. We're going to actually, in our original path, we have this stage because it's very easy, but I kind of want to do this stage instead, right? So we're going to go ahead and dive into this one. All right, so this is the attack order we're going to be using right here. I think it'll, since he's at 96%, this Piccolo specifically, and because he's on the special move gauge charge rate up, I think he will actually be able to get it. Remember, you get 3% per turn, but with this, he might get a little bit extra and might be able to hit that super attack. I will let you guys know. So for attack order, this one's a little bit tricky because I've never went up against this fight, but since we are getting a guaranteed special, or not guaranteed, we're going to try to get the special move with our Legends Road Piccolo. Let's try to get this guy out of the way. Maybe we can get 2 out in the first turn and start off with a very strong start and then go into the Dragon Fist Goku, get this free-to-play Goku, the Legends Limited Super Saiyan 4, and then Kid Goku at the very end, because I'm pretty sure he still has the little, he also uses his green card against blast attacks, right, with his little power pole. Honestly, guys, this fight was devious. This fight was actually devious. 1.5 million off of that. I'm kind of a little bit hurt because a lot of them, they just targeted the Piccolo right there, and our boot tanks was not able to one-shot the Kakarot Goku. And I think that was like probably like one of the biggest downfalls right there. That was very, very unfortunate. But thankfully, we can move on to an easier stage right here, this 5-fist stage, where it is going to be this yellow Kid Gohan. All right, so I think this should. I honestly think this will be suitable right here. I think this guy will be able to get some heals. He's only at 28% HP. He needs more. And also keep in mind too, you got to be really careful with this guy because I have him like, so he's maxed out in friendship rank, or not maxed out, but he's at the optimum friendship rank at friendship rank 10, and he's also 14 stars, and he's still kind of like a liability right here, right? So you got to kind of like baby him a little bit. So we'll do same attack order. We'll get the Kid Gohan, Beerus, then we will get Whis, the Bulma, Piccolo, and then Shallot. Alright, so coming out of that one, again, easy fight right here. The only disappointing thing about that is the fact that we weren't able to get through both Gohan and the Beerus on the first turn, even though we did have a super attack that time around. So, you know, it is what it is right there. Piccolo's getting a little bit more HP, which I'm very happy about that. Okay, so 10th win streak bonus. So the circle fights are a little bit more important now, right? Because we do have the lower tier characters. So 5-fist stage, we are going against this one. A lot of red units right here. I really like that a lot. So, you know, let's get into it. Alright, so this is our team formation right here. Double blues, right? Because there's a significant amount of reds. This guy hopefully will be safe right here. He's on the key restore speed tile. I don't really care if he's on the key restore speed tile, right? He's not really going to be making much of an impact. I don't really account for him in terms of how much DPS we're getting out right here, right? Because we're getting a super attack with this guy guaranteed. He's going to get that 20% guaranteed with this guy as well. And then may possibly sell. Possibly, I'm not too sure, but it's mainly the blues that I'm concerned about here. But attack order will be as is. Let's get this guy first because he has a buff against regeneration, and then maybe does Gotenks transform on turn 1 or turn 2? Because if he transforms on turn 2, I kind of want to get him before he does get that transformation off. So we'll do that, and then we'll get this first form cell, this Kakarot Goku, this debuffing cell, and then Kefla at the very end. Alright, easy enough fight right there, right? And plus, that was our 10th win streak bonus, 2.5 million points off of that. Piccolo kind of did take a little bit of damage as well as our boot tanks, which is a little bit concerning. Alright, so the only thing about this now is that we've kind of put ourselves in a bit of a pickle, right? This 5-5th stage is against 2 Ultras, as well as Legends Limited, and then this 3-5th stage is against 3 Ultras. We're not going to do either of those. We're going to go to this 3-5th stage right here, take it nice and easy with a Ginyu Force battle. Since this fight's a little bit more on the easier side, we can take in our lower tier units a little bit. We'll put our damage dealing blues on the backup for now, and then go ahead and just, again, the goal here is get as much heals on this guy as possible. He's sitting at 39% HP. I would like that to be at least 50% once we reach the boss battle. Alright, so for attack order, I want to get Ginyu out of the way first, and then this Trucker Hat 13, which is what I usually go for, right? And then we will get this guy, then this Birder, this guy, and then Raccoon at the very end. Alright, so now, honestly, Cell took a lot of damage that fight. But it's fine. I think it's a good trade-off. They're both kind of getting a little bit low right here. It's okay. We still got the full kill, 1.5 million points off of that, and we're getting some super attacks here too. Alright, so now we have this 5-5th stage in front of us, which is going to be a bit of a doozy, right? It is against, well, it's a bunch of Saiyans and stuff like that, right? Alright, so honestly, I do not want... I don't want any of my yellows to be involved in this fight right here, especially since there's 3 reds and plus it's a 5-5th stage and stuff like that. So I think we're just going to play it safe here and just do it like this. For attack order, we're going to be going for the Gohan first since we are going to get that super attack guaranteed with our red 21. Then let's go for MEY. Maybe we can do something risky here, pull off something crazy, and hit him with the Bootank super attack special, right? And then after that, we'll go for the Dragon Fist. We'll get the EX, get this guy who we usually go for last, but since we're running 2 blues, I want to get him out early. And then Kakarot Goku at the very end. Alright, so that was a lot easier than expected. A lot easier. 1.8 million off of that. Super attacks coming in like crazy right here too. Look at this. And of course, we did get the full kill. Alright, so for the boss fight, I want to go directly above us. A fight that we are familiar with. It's the Sagas from the movie stage. They've been sprinkling this one a lot, actually. So let's go ahead and go into this one, go into our layout. The last time we went against the stage, it was 3-5ths. Now it's 5-5ths, so we do have to take that into consideration. Alright, so there are a lot of super attacks to be held here, and we are going to be using them, right? So we're getting it from Fat Boo. We're going to be getting it from Cell, for Purple Cell. From this guy, he's going to get the 20%, and then of course Bootanks as well. So we're going to be risking it for the Biscuit by bringing in our yellow. Hopefully he gets a little bit more heals here too. So he's at 49% HP. I wanted him at 50% HP for this fight. I want him to remain. Honestly, it would be such a blessing if we can get him above that for after the fight, right? So let's try it. Alright, so honestly, I want to get Gohan before he transforms, and then Tapion before he uses his green card on turn 2, right? Because on turn 2, he does his little flute thingy. He likes to play his flute, and then he'll reduce your special move gauge to 0 on one of your characters. And then we'll get Gamma 2 since he is the healer / support of the team. And then let's get this Broly, because we figured out that Broly's not as tanky as Goku. This guy's not as tanky as Goku. Get the tanky man at the end. Alright, so honestly, that went beautifully. It went so that 2 million points off of that. Look at our Piccolo now. Look at our Cell now. We're doing great. We did get the full kill right there. Let's go ahead. I want to see exactly where our Piccolo's at in terms of HP. 59%. So he's above the 50% goal, which is absolutely huge, especially since we're now halfway through the board right here. And so before we close out the video, let's go ahead and see where we ended in terms of battle score, even with having 3 TP left. So number 1 team right now. Right, number 1 team is the Saiba squad, which is what we were going to be running. We were going to use this team. I think this team is actually very good for this, especially getting into the highest ranks and stuff like that. But I know it's a little bit scary for some of you guys. Bob Saget's actually, I think I mentioned this in the guide video, right? Like running the yellow Saibamen with the EX Piccolo for double heals, for double to sustain. I think that's a very smart play from him. But let's go ahead and see what our ranking is with this more so like quote-unquote easy team right here, right? 4,771. Again, while still having 3 TP available to me. I think this is pretty good. This is the safer option, right? Is using the combination of tiers. Z tier, S tier, A tier, B tier. I don't really like going into C tier too much, but regardless, I think this is definitely the safest option right here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you guys end up going with the Saiba squad, or are you guys using the regeneration team that I've provided for you guys right here? And if you guys need replacements, let me know in the comments down below, because some of you guys probably don't have that Piccolo. I don't have him at Z6 either, but I think he's still viable at Z3 and above. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later!